Hey guys and gals, me George. We're out here in the shop again, and I'm working on my other Wisconsin motor. This is an AEN. The first one we worked on was an AEN-L. So this is an older one. This is maybe between 49 and 57. And I don't have the serial numbers, so I can't tell you exactly when. But I wanted to show you something. These pulleys are supposed to come off by putting a wrench on here and giving a smack with a hammer, and then you're supposed to be able to screw them off. Well, I did that, and look at this. This is how easily it comes off when it's not messed up and the threads are crossed and all of that good stuff. Yeah, big difference between this one and the other one. But what I'm finding is with this motor that there are pieces on this motor that are broken, like the air filter horn is broken, and there are some fins on the head that are broken. I have pulled the head off, and I'll show you that. This motor has already been rebuilt, I think. I'm going to do a little more investigation, but the other motor had no marks at all on the piston, and that's the way that should come off, just like that. But this one has a couple of marks on the head, and now that I've got that off, I have no way of turning the motor very easily. Oh yes, I can. I can turn it through the, yep. I can turn it by using the gear reduction. Let me bring you over there. So I want you to see that there is a half here and a -3 here, and then also over here on the block there's a half stamped in. So I've got to do some investigation. I'm not sure exactly what that is, unless that just means 3.5, which I believe is the bore of these. There is a little bit of play in the piston, but that's not unusual. Pistons don't fit tight anyway. I've already cleaned off the head surface. It appears that well, I know that the head has been off of it. Let me see what I did with the gasket. Here's the head gasket, and this is silicone on here that somebody had put on, so obviously they decided to reuse the old head gasket and just put some silicone on there. And you notice it's getting black over here, and there's a place there. It hasn't blown the head gasket out yet, but it was working at it. See that? And the head bolts were not tight at all. They came off very easily. My air ratchet just zipped them right off with very little resistance. I'm going to pull the valves. The cylinder on this is very nice and clean. Let me put my pliers here on the gear reduction again so I can turn this. Cylinder walls are pretty clean. There's no rust in there. This is the motor that was free originally. But what I have noticed is that I gotta readjust my pliers here. The valves were pretty well gunked up. So while I have it apart, I think I'm just going to pop the valves off, and I'm going to lap them in. It's hard for me to tell. You can see the deposits around the edge of the exhaust valve. I can't, well, you could probably see better down in there on those valve seats than I can just looking at them here. I can see better looking at them with the, I don't know. Let me get my flashlight out, maybe. The valve galley looks pretty nice. There's no rust in there, or very, very little. I guess a little bit there on that one valve spring, but looks nice. The red that you see on the walls in there, that's not rust, that's paint. Evidently these were, the valve galley was sealed on it to make the oil flow better. The oil pipe, let me see, where did I do with it? The pipe that went from here, right here, and comes around and goes into the intake, or actually onto the air filter inlet, that's broken off right down inside there. See that? When I took it apart, it just fell off of that end. So yeah, and as I said, this air horn here is broken. You can see that. So I'm thinking I may end up making one good motor out of the two, and you can see that the this screen guard here for the flywheel, it's all banged up and bent up, and the same for the shroud itself. So I don't know, I may end up making one good motor out of the two and just selling the other one for parts. This one would be only 8.2 horsepower, where the newer one is 9.2 horsepower, but that's a very relative thing as it comes down to it. So I'm gonna take the shroud off here, because if you look down in there, yeah, there's all kinds of gobbledygook down in there. So we'll finish taking this one down a little bit, and the magneto works on this one, but we'll clean everything up, and I think we'll concentrate on getting this one running. Oh, look at that mouse nest. Woo-hoo! Nasty. So there's an update. Till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. And yep, the gadget bike is undercover. Got to keep the dust and dirt off of it. And the wheels are down in the basement and the front fork. And I'm going down and do some cleaning on those, get them all spiffed up. So until next time, thanks again for watching, and hope you all are having a great week. Bye now.